Alright, full disclosure, I was a Mormon. So, wow, there, I said it. I was a Mormon. But as I learned the truth about reason, logic, pragmatic decision making, critical thinking, I became an atheist. But before I became an atheist, I had released Mormonism long before that. As I learned about the history of Mormonism and how it couldn't reconcile, even if God were true, it wouldn't be able to jive with Mormonism for me. And Mitt Romney is a potential candidate for president, and that's great. I'm sure he'll be a great president. He's gone through a 2-year training program that will make him a great businessman, a great salesman, and a great politician. The first 2 of those he's already done, and I guess the third 2. He was governor of Massachusetts, and that 2-year training program was called a mission. Okay, this is a pretty standard operating procedure within the Mormon community, specifically for males. When you turn 18, now it used to be 19, you go on a 2-year mission. And what that means is you go away from your friends and family for 2 years, you forsake newspapers, magazines, TV, radio, and you just focus in on teaching Mormonism to total strangers. Looking absolute strangers in the face, knocking on the door and telling them that the best thing they can do with their life is devote 10% of their income to the Mormon church and follow the teachings of Joseph Smith, a convicted criminal and con artist who died in a prison cell in a gunfight while drunk. But hey, if you have the stones to go door to door and sell that bill of goods that you can't cash into until after you've died, which is any religion, right? Then you can do anything. Now add into the mix that you've gone to a foreign country and done it in a language that wasn't even your own natural-born speaking language. That is impressive. If you can do that, you can look anybody in the face and tell them anything. That's a fact. And what's amazing about being a Mormon is that they have this really twisted history. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but up until 1978, black men couldn't hold the priesthood. Men of color. Why is that? Well, the reason is, and believe me, they don't tell you this when they come knocking on your door. See, the missionaries introduced me to the gospel, and they don't exactly give you the church history. But when you find it out, you have an obligation to denounce it. Up until 1978, men of color could not hold the priesthood. Why could they not hold the priesthood? Because they were the descendants of Cain, as in Cain who slew Abel, son of perdition. What the fuck? So they are less than. That's crazy. That was the mentality that Mitt Romney would have had in his mind when he was standing on a stage debating Barack Obama. Consider that for 1 second. So he's standing there debating Barack Obama, believing full well, if he truly believes in Mormonism, if he really is a Mormon, that means when he stood on the stage with Barack Obama, he believed that Barack Obama was a literal descendant of Cain, as in Cain who slew Abel. And that is why his skin was dark, because he was marked as a son of perdition. What? Well, the son of perdition mopped your ass. So. But that's a mentality that he had on that stage. I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. He believes that he's going to have multiple wives in heaven. So that's not much different than Islam. They'd still have plural marriage if the U.S. government hadn't threatened to take away their tax-exempt status. That's Mormonism. That's what it is. They believe Joseph Smith talked to God, found magical golden plates, and revealed that the Native Americans of this continent are descendants of Israelites. They were commanded of God to travel to the Americas around 600 BC, and they established the Americas. So, it's kind of kooky shit. I mean, it's just, to me, it's baffling how someone can compartmentalize these ideas, be a good leader, be a good businessman, be a president, a political leader, but Barack Obama's no different or no better because, well, yeah, it's, how do you say, I don't know. But you have to understand that Barack Obama was also Muslim, he was also right-wing Christian. Muslims, if you read the Quran, you can see misogynistic teachings that, wow, would make the worst of us blush. So, all these religions have this history. So no matter who you get, by not putting an atheist in office, you're gonna have someone that has to either say, A, I'm atheist, or B, I'm religious and I'm under this dogma, and therefore I believe and adhere to this teaching, or I at least adhere to an organization that teaches said teaching or has taught said teaching at some point, and I have not disassociated myself from them. So unless the organization comes out and denounces its history, which then nullifies the validity of its current status, or the person denounces its affiliation with the organization, are they not, part of the organization? If we don't have the courage of our convictions to denounce affiliation with an organization that has a history that is disrespectful, that is dishonorable, then we're saying it's okay. You don't have to bring down the church. You don't have to bring it to its knees and make it crumble. But you do have to have the wherewithal and the fortitude to say, hey, I'm not a part of that. That's just my thoughts.